George Osborne has let it slip that he thinks that the general election is likely to take place on the 14th of November, which sounds about right. He says that a little birdie had told me on his podcast with Ed Balls, so I'm sure that's going to get him a few more views. It's extraordinary how indiscreet people can be, but there we are. That's the nature of the political debate, and it's the nature of the podcast thing. Osborne said, "A little birdie has told me that the various work programmes required to get ready for a general election have that date singled out, the 14th of November. By the way, logic leads you there because you're not going to have it in the first half of the year. I mean, this pretense that Rishi Sunak could have a May election was something we discussed last year. It's a non-starter. He's more than 20 points behind in the opinion polls. He's not going to have a spring election, absolutely. So then you're left with the autumn. And you're probably thinking, I know, we'll have the party conference as a kind of launch pad. We'll fit in an autumn statement, like a mini budget, either before that or immediately after that, and that kind of leads you to mid-November. So 14th of November kind of writes itself. Sunak has until January 2025 to hold an election. So in other words, he's going on the idea that the last November election brought in an 80-strong majority for the Conservatives, and maybe this one is going to do some sort of similar miraculous work for the current incumbent of number 10. I think not. I think he's living in some sort of cloud cuckoo land. At the moment, the Conservatives are 18 points behind in most of the polls, but the likelihood of their slipping down even further, I think, is very high, and the move towards the right is likely to alienate many of the traditional Conservatives who, certainly from the conversations I've had with people, are determined simply to stay at home and won't vote. Who would they vote for?